Live, we're cutting the ribbon to the
2019 Ceesa High School Girls Volleyball Tournament held once again in the very own Svetoshin Arena, where it's just full of excitement this morning. Am I right, Malik?
You're definitely right, Maxwell, and I couldn't be more glad to be anyone but with you in this moody booth.
Thank you, and I feel quite the same here. It's an honor to be opening this tournament on the 17th of May this morning. For all of you joining, spread the word, because this is a tournament not to forget, namely because, well, it is the last tournament that our athletic director, Mr. Curry, the well-known
Marty Curry, not Stephen Curry, but just as legendary.
Yes, is directing. And so, please, in his honor, watch this tournament.
Yes, and what do you have to say about this tournament, Maxwell? We're coming back from hosting the high school boys basketball tournament.
Just a couple months ago.
Just a couple
felt
months
like yesterday.
Felt like yesterday, Maxwell. And me and you were in the booth, clenching our fists, our teeth, cheering for the Kozaks. We had our boy. We can't use his name anymore. But
Nope.
let's just leave it at that. Taking
Some
the
new
trophy
Ceesa
home
regulations.
for the Vamps. Some new improvements in that. However, we can still feel the shudders, the trembling of the gym up to today. And this tournament, ladies and gentlemen, do not be fooled. This might be even more significant than the last one, with all the emotions, everything up for it. Maxwell, a little bird whispered to my ear that there's a new student sports council.
Yes, that's right. So this is the first tournament that Kyiv International School is hosting that is actually been organized by students, totally by students. And it's this organization, the Student Sport Council, SSC, led by Bo Feekins.
Yeah, the two tournament directors, Giovanni Biancheri and Bo
and Gio, from the basketball team.
And speaking of Feekins, Bo Buckets, you could consider this Bo his last hurrah. However, we'll still feel the whole Feekins family impact. Ms. Giri, tell us about our new athletic director and how much of a change she has brought to the sports sector here.
She's brought so much, and in fact, she's the one who has been working alongside, well, her son and Gio, of course, in creating and...
Well, both are like her sons now at this point.
Yeah.
They all basically practically moved in together.
Oh, speaking of Bo, it's his special day today. So, Bo, once you see this, happy birthday.
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday, dear Bo Buckets. Happy birthday to you.
We back live. All right. And Max, you tell me, the Student Sports Council, right? They have a lot of responsibilities, ranging from simply organizing the schedule to picking out the water bottles, to designing those posters, basically a lot of those logistics. But however, how much does it make this human factor that the Sports Council brings? We see those red shirts.
Yeah.
This marked staff around, like red flag points everywhere, pinpoints. It seems like anyone in this tournament would be welcome.
Sports Council has done an insane amount in preparation for this volleyball tournament. Anyone you see in a red shirt like this, by the way, they made this logo, they made the shirts, they made this whole tournament possible. And yes, they helped the media team as well. So on behalf of media team, I'm thanking Sports Student Council for your contribution.
Yes, man. Indeed. So Max, let's talk about our first opening game. We have our very own KS Kozaks trying to protect the home ground in this first game. And brag from our prior experience, we have not been lucky so far this year with our first games. Do you think it's about to change this game?
Well, I'd like to hope so, because we're really going against our main rivals here in the tournament, the Anglo-American School of Moscow Penguins. And Well, first off the bat, I can see that the teams are a bit lopsided. You see, Kiev has significantly more players as the host team. It should rightly do so. And also they both look more on the younger side than the older side, and that's probably a common theme that'll be recurring in this tournament because Malik, it is the height of exam season, and I'm sure juniors and seniors just can't come out. So Moscow and Istanbul are in fact JV teams, and the other 4 teams are not. Can you remind what are the 6 teams at this tournament?
The 6 teams of this tournament. Yes, I'll give you 4, then you give me the 4 red.
Yeah, okay.
It is the KS Kozaks. Start with that, check up on that. It is the AIS Vilnius. It
Iron
is. Where are the links?
Yeah, Riga, International School of Latvia.
International School of Latvia. PSI Panthers.
PSI.
And give us the rest 4.
And Moscow, which we have on the court. And the last one is Istanbul, Dolphins. And, well, it'll be very exciting. We'll get to see lots of action between cats and marine animals, mammals, and wolves. It's going to be a fun one.
What I'm saying is, Maxwell, what we are missing here is David Attenborough to comment on all of these. Maxwell, this first game, let's talk about our KS girls for a while here. What kind of a season did they have?
Well, their season, as far as I know, has been very successful. They've been, in terms of advancing their techniques, they've grown as a team, for sure. And I think their strongest point is actually just the chemistry in their team.
I have to agree with you. Just like the other night, it was actually posted on our school social media account. The girls were having a little team dinner before the important intensity and magnitude of this tournament. And honestly, the girls seem calm and collected to me as a unit. At the same time, very concentrated, very disciplined.
Yeah, as you were saying, disciplined. No,
Yeah.
they are. It's a wonderful team. And, well, hopefully you'll see that we've implemented some new techniques in our broadcasting, and you'll see both teams warming up in a split screen picture. So, yeah, we hope we've done as much as we can so that this broadcast is more interesting. We've included a scoreboard, so we hope you can profit from that as well, and just follow us throughout the games.
Yeah, it was a bit shaky, the scoreboard last tournament for the high school boys, remember?
Yeah,
We used
yeah.
to be giving the points to the wrong teams. However, now we have our very own devoted live stream broadcasting team updating the score as we go. And I promise you there will be pictures on the school social media and the tournament website for anyone wanting to follow. Professional pictures, credits due to Mrs. Hume's photography class and Maria Boyko.
So immediately we see the Penguins' number 9 seems to be the setter, and everyone else is practicing their spike here. Kozaks practicing their receiving out on the back line. And it is T-minus, I'd say, 10 minutes before the tournament. That is on the dot.
Ladies and gentlemen, just 10 minutes before the start to the high school girls volleyball. Ceesa, Side B division, hosted here at Kiev International School.
And this first game may be one of the more significant games. In fact, this will bring me back to the basketball times, but this may very well be two contendants for the finals. Moscow, KIS. I'm calling the shots. I'm calling the shots. No, but I can't. I don't know about that. PSI came in, and you can see them up on the sidelines. They had a lot of people.
Yeah.
Either it's a massive team or they've brought their support squad with them.
Yeah, definitely. I don't really see as much. Oh, we have the little ones coming in. So we see our Kozaks getting some love from the home court. Hopefully this game, Maxwell, the KS Kozaks, will basically suck out all the juice from the home court's advantage that they have here.
Right. No, it seemed to
And
be
once
helpful
again,
in,
an achievement of the
basketball.
Student Sports Council. They were the ones who have invited, contacted all the preschool and elementary teachers, and now we have the little ones coming in to cheer us on.
That's wonderful. If you guys were there for the basketball tournament,
It's wonderful. More like, oh, Max.
you'll recall a little girl walking out in a full
Oh, yeah,
Kozak
she was a star. She stole our
cheerleader
spotlight, Maxwell.
dancing to Pitbull's Timber.
How come we haven't invited her to the Moody booth? I'm afraid she's not old enough to speak yet, though.
Yeah, that's right. But we have invited her certainly to perform once more,
Yes, indeed.
and she will be. So stay tuned. Be there.
And we have the sets. Oh, we have some spike sets for warm up.
All right, let's talk some more about the Kozaks. Each individual experience. I know Kate's been playing volleyball. Kate and Elizabeth,
Two
two
seniors,
seniors,
yeah.
been playing volleyball all throughout high school.
And the thing is, they're basically the KS icons of sports, like the true like student
That's true.
athletes.
That's true.
from the
Football,
female side.
volleyball, basketball.
Whatever you want, they call it. They'll be there, you know.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It's fun to see them. Like I feel like them in all those different uniforms, like kind of like Matthew McConaughey or Johnny Depp in all his various roles.
Good
However,
call.
they do an excellent on every sport they play in, which shows their true versatility. However, we have some strict, also committed volleyball players. We know that Yeva Weinerman.
Yeah, right.
We know Susanna, despite being a basketball player, from personal recounts. Oh, we have a hello from Dasha there. We know that Susanna, from personal stories, she told me that this is her second favorite sport.
And
Like that.
Dash is also all-star player in terms of sports. She's on the football, basketball, and volleyball team this year, and the only freshman, in fact, in KIS history, or no, I shouldn't say history, in this year's KIS freshman group to play all three sports for the girls. So that's incredible.
We know that Yeva Weinerman. We know Susanna, despite
Okay.
being a basketball player.
And,
ladies and gentlemen, we remind you that this tournament today.
We're playing 15 preliminary rounds and 3 rounds for 5th place, 3rd place, and 1st place, the finals.
And the rotation of the tournament is round robin. So
Yes.
a lot of emphasis. This tournament is just gonna last just 2 days. So it's grit and grind from the first game. Every game matters at this point, Maxwell.
Yeah, that's right. So teams will be playing they will be playing 3 games each day, which is actually a lot, especially for volleyball, which is no like lazy man sport. It's actually very intense. You have to hit balls a lot. When I played at the beginning of the year, a little bit, my arms hurt a lot.
Oh, speak of the devil, Maxwell, I forgot about your little tenure as the volleyball player. No, yesterday I was thinking, I do not know much about the sport. I'm not going to lie to our audience. I obviously did the homework, man, being the brown man I am, meaning I'm committed to Brown College with my own Maxwell Moody. However, what I wanted to say is I was just thinking about who are those world-famous volleyball icons? You know, we have Ronaldo, Messi in football, LeBron James, Kevin Durant in basketball, the Snakes. However, in volleyball, who do we have? And the only name that came up to me was Moody.
Moody.
So, Moody, tell us about your short tenure and this invaluable experience as high school boys.
Well, even if it didn't bring me much time on the court itself, I did get to take in as much of the sport as possible, and hopefully I can regurgitate it in this commentary for your benefit.
Do you believe you were the hidden gem, the X factor that was never played?
Yes, I do. I do. I feel like I was underestimated, underappreciated, but that's okay.
Well, one man's garbage is another man's treasure, and here we have you in the Moody booth.
There you go. This is my territory.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, for anyone tuning in, it is the High School Girls Volleyball Tournament 2019. Get used to us saying this. We're going to repeat it a lot. And it is currently our very own. You believe you were the Kozaks warming up. On the sidelines, it is the Moscow Penguins. Maxwell, you are half Russian, right? You are this interesting mix of I call you the son of Cold War, don't I? Because you're
Indeed.
Russian. How popular of a sport is ladies and gentlemen, for anyone tuning in, it is the high.
Well, in Russia, I guess it's sort of a third-tier sport. Football is the most popular in Europe, Eastern and Western alike. I'd say hockey is very popular in Russia, and then volleyball is one of those, less important sports for the nation, but still one of their fortes.
Yeah.
And so I do believe these Penguins will show very good skill and technique on the court in a few minutes.
Well said, Maxwell. I like that you didn't try to fluff up the truth, call it as it is. However, just knowing from prior experience the Moscow system, how they scout, how they train, and how seriously they take their academics, they have usually an unproportionately larger amount of student applicants applying to be on teams, so it's a lot more competitive athletic-wise. Regardless, despite it not being the most perhaps favorable sport, we know that these knowing Moscow Penguins are going to treat this as seriously as they're going to show their forte in this match. And Maxwell, right now, here we have. They take their academics. Wow, look at that. They have
It's
a lot of intensity for warm-up. Unproportionally large.
It is indeed, because it's T-1.5 perhaps, maybe one by now. Coach just called it, the referee whistled and showed his fingers. And so, right, they're getting in their last serves. Just to make this start as powerful as possible. Whichever team can get first blood will certainly be at a mental advantage here. But hopefully that mental advantage isn't enough to overcome the other team. Hopefully they can battle it out till the end. And just a reminder, here's how volleyball works. Each match is out of 3 sets total, best of 3. So if one team wins 2 in a row, they win the game, right?
Yeah.
But if they tie the first 2, then they play the third set.
So it's first to 2 sets.
That's right. First to 2. And the third one, if it is played, is only played to 15 points, while the first 2 would be played to 25. And how a point is achieved, can you tell us about that, Malik? How is a point earned in volleyball?
That's a very good question, Maxwell. A point in volleyball will be awarded to a team whether the opponent touches the ball out of bounds from the other side, whether the opponent does not touch the ball a lot and it lands within the volleyball box, the one here that is marked by the blue line here in the Svetoshina arena. Just some general rules for any newbies tuning in. It is 6 players can be on the floor at any one time. 3 in the front row, 3 in the back row. Maximum of 3 hits per side. Today I'm sure, Maxwell, that we'll see a streak of those 3 strong serves. Whether the opponent does not touch the ball at all and it lands within the volleyball box.
All right. Just so you know, Mr. Woodruff will be joining us in the commentating booth for one of these games. We'll tell you more about that, which team it'll be, which game it'll be. So we have the 2 teams in their huddles here. Penguins, Kozaks. We have the whole sidelines cheering on the Kozaks already. And did you just talk to Mr. Woodruff? Which game did he decide to be commentating on? Which game will Mr. Woodruff be commentating on?
Mr. Woodruff is going to be with us in spirit, unfortunately.
I understand.
Director duties, right?
No, of course. But he's always welcome here, and if he makes an appearance, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, it will indeed. But here we see the Svetoshina arena slowly stacking up. Whoa. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to this.
Kiev is red.
Kiev
It
is
certainly
red.
is. Both of us in red. Everyone's wearing red, except for the Penguins. Penguins in their
Sometimes
white
it
and black.
feels like a Bolshevik revolution out here, I won't lie.
White and red, yeah. Yeah.
A lot of red colors sprang out today in support of the school colors. Really shows how prepared just the whole Kiev International School community is towards hosting this tournament. And partially credit due to the Sports Council in promoting.
Now that's an intricate way of getting hyped up here by the Penguins. And we
Maxwell
have
judging.
the 6 starters and 2 off for Penguins.
Maxwell's judging from the games eyewitness from middle school girls volleyball. These little huddles that those teams games, they can get very intense. They tend to shriek. Whatever the alma mater, whatever the symbol of the school is, whether it's the Falcons, the Pelicans, whatever you want to call it, they all have their own shrill, their own ways to intimidate the opponent. And ladies and gentlemen, we are seconds away from the first set of the high school girls volleyball tournament 2019, and it will come from the Moscow side.
Number 10. Oh, it goes
Georgia
far,
Fikens.
but Georgia Fikens touches it, and that's the first point. 1-0 for the Penguins. As you can see, number 9, as I predicted, the setter is up in the front. And I'm expecting a double block from 6 and next to her, 7, I believe.
Triple block, but they're likely to disperse to their own positions after the set. And here we have the Kozaks setting up the offense. It's
9 sets, 5, spike.
Up, spike up, out of bounds.
Too far to the right there.
And Maxwell, this is what I find interesting about the game of volleyball, that sometimes for you it is enough to win. Sometimes you just count on the other side being worse than you rather than you being better. And here we have
a ball in the middle of the court.
Overhead.
She gets it back.
Overhead spike, setting
Set
up,
from number
set.
9.
Number 6 presses up. Blocked by Noah.
Beautiful spike by number 6. Went right into the hands of Kate and back on the net, and she just couldn't block it. And it's 2-1 for the Penguins here.
Unfortunately, she might have been too wary to touch the net there. Didn't want to gamble on that one. However, I like the reaction the Kozaks are getting. You hear the communication set out.
Georgia snags the ball. Maybe Kate should have yelled mine. Taken that one from a more casual position. It's 3-1 for the Penguins.
Shaky start for the KS Kozaks. And it is another
Georgia makes a beautiful
serve.
bump. Yeva and Elizabeth spikes.
Block, and there we go.
Bounces off 11 right onto the ground.
There we go. Senior privilege.
Well-deserved point there from the Kozaks. 3-2. And
we have Susanna coming in on the rotation.
we have the Penguins' iconic receiving position here with the full left upper corner of their side open.
Yeah, with
Number 6, 9 sets back and 6, taps it over.
Oh, not enough.
Very nice. Sometimes all you need is a tap. You don't spike because they're ready for the spike, and if you just chip it over their hands, you can outnumber any number of defenders.
This is what I like to call a one-man decoy. You know, you go up in the air, then to spike the defender originally goes for the block instead of retreating, and you get that ball. And
that's why it's a game of strategy more than strength.
yes,
We just had a beautiful set by Susanna, but Elizabeth spiked a bit heavy. And here we have number 5 with the serve.
serve. Elizabeth accepts it lightly. Sure.
Elizabeth to redeem herself.
Yeah. Number 6. One-hand punch, sucker punch. 24. Susanna set. Noel is in. And yes.
Noel dropped that ball right in the perfect place where someone had to dive for it, and it was bound to go out of bounds.
Just enough to spoil the Penguins' comfortable lead there. It's currently 3-5. Oh!
An ace from Kate.
The Penguins.
From Noel.
The Penguins fell asleep on that one.
Right. And here she goes for the second time.
Didn't cover that left corner, and Noel, will she be second time's the charm? Will it be so?
Right in the same place, but number 4 was quick on the ball.
Number 4 learned from her mistakes.
Here she spiked it.
Unfortunately, though, Spikes it out of bounds.
Right, didn't get it in the blue.
See, this is what I mean, Maxwell, by the game of volleyball being unique in its own ways. That sometimes if the opponent just plays bad, you get the credit for the point, despite
Right.
you basically not doing practically anything. And Susanna is there, intimidating Aro.
Susanna with her height advantage there for sure. Easily jumps and drops the ball. So it's 6-5 Kozak game now.
Susanna blocking the view, to the way to Narnia for the Penguins. And now
This is what happens a lot in volleyball, Malik.
Oh, great spike there. Great
Great
beach dig in by Eva.
Teams tend to get on a roll once you score one and you keep serving. The team who's serving is really at an advantage, so Kozaks could rack up a lot of points right now, as they did.
And unfortunately, despite all the hustle and all the effort, are not able to keep the ball in play.
Number 6 serving.
From Moscow. Moscow receives the ball. A set
11
from the
sets and
right
9.
side. Spike. Susanna's there. Sets it to Morrow. She is right back on her feet. Set. Spike. Block. Will it count? Yes, indeed.
A bit low there from number 10, but
And the Kozaks have their first lead.
the Penguins do feel comfortable wherever they are, and number 9, no matter where she is, can find the ball to set it. And 11's good on the set too. Oh, a miscommunication there between 9 and 4. That's probably the hubris of the sport of volleyball. Miscommunication. When the ball's coming down,
Exactly. And from the
we just
side,
don't
it
know
looks
who's
like
gonna get it.
looks like the players are playing hot potato, but this is truly about communications and expectations.
9 to 11 and 4 on the spike. Kate receives it
Kozaks have their first lead.
and spikes.
First spike from Kate
All
Paw
right.
out of bounds.
Now, I've seen at least 5 balls that would have been out that the Penguins hit. Kozaks really need to communicate better about which balls they're receiving, because now it seems like they're getting them all, which isn't a safe way to play, though it may seem so. 10 here, spikes. That was an awkward angle. Wasn't expecting it to go in, and it's 8-7 Kozak game. We have Georgia Fekin serving now,
I know.
which will switch with Dasha.
And Dasha.
She's serving right down the line. Oh, and it went right to the back line. Yeva tried to hand it off to somebody, but no one was there. We
Yeah,
better-
no one covered the middle line.
Yeah,
Nobody was there in the no man's land. Set. Oh, sneaky play there by Yeva Weinerman.
now that's called a surprise attack when you're expected to set, but you just tap it over. No one was on the block from the Penguins, and Yeva snagged that opportunity perfectly, and it's 10-8 for the Kozaks.
Yeva Weinerman, the mouse in the house, snuck away and gave Kozak a 2-point lead. And another one.
Beautiful serve.
Who was that?
That was Georgia Fekin's serve.
Georgia Fickens, and hopefully this will be enough for her to regain her confidence, because Georgia, as long as she doesn't get in her head, she is one of the best athletes out there.
Play there by
Another-
Oh, there it is. Strong
Fabulous
serve.
serve.
Good
Number
receive
9
by
sets.
Penguins. Set by
A
Kate.
double block here.
Yeva sets her up. Another great receive by the Penguins. Kate Ball with a beautiful block. Oh.
A bit of back and forth play there. Crowd goes wild. That was high intensity. Neither team got their full 3 touches there. It was just back and forth.
Emphatic play there. All the way starting from the block. It seemed like it was going to be the Kozak point already. And here we have Georgia mishandling that serve. Looked like it had the right strength, but just bad curving angle there. Unlucky there. And we have the Penguins. For anyone tuning in, it is the KS Kozaks versus the Moscow Penguins High School Girls Volleyball Tournament 2019. First set, 12-9.
Now that was a killer serve from number 10, and
12-10 now.
she's back at it. This is what I'm saying. Once you get the good server, you get that good positioning, you could really rack up a lot of points. Look at this serve. Now, Georgia didn't have to touch that one, but it was indeed right over the top of the net and very strong, very fast. Makes the other team have no time to
As
think.
far as I'm concerned, in volleyball rules, as long as it touches the line, it's in, right?
Yeah.
Even if by a little margin. And we don't have the VR technology, of course, to check or to review everything. However, Maxwell, I believe you and I will be fair judges of that.
Indeed. Oh, touches the net and the ball's a little shaky. It's hard to control. Wow, 6 gives a great spike there.
Calm and collected. Oh, a bit unsure there. And
the net was shaking and brought the ball back onto the Kozak
what can I tell
side
you,
from where it
Maxwell?
came.
Like you said, miscommunications, they can be lethal and costing at both defensive and offensive sides.
Isn't that how I started my TED Talk?
Break the language barrier.
So number 9 on the spike here. Yeva and Kate brings it over. That's the aim of the game, to give it to the others. Oh, Yeva slides on her knees, but couldn't control that one, and it's back in the hands of the Penguins.
Yes, and Maxwell.
13-12, and a timeout's called here.
And Maxwell, like you said, just remembering some sparks of your TEDx speech. You know, sometimes "это мой мяч" means "это мой мяч," and you gotta translate into English real quick. So,
Fine.
keys to take
ball.
off for the Kozaks, keys to success right now today, this first game, will be communication. We see currently a 12-13, basically a tie game. Oh, Maxwell, look who's back.
Oh, the dancer.
Oh me, oh my, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry you don't have the view of it, but we have our very own. Man, do we have a nickname for her?
I mean, she's the cheerleader.
A what?
The cheerleader.
The cheerleader.
The cheerleader. Now, I'm afraid the sidelines are louder than the whole of the Kozak team, and that's a problem. We should really be hearing more screaming.
Indeed, and
I'm
welcome
sure
you
the
back to
coach
the
has
first set.
informed them though, so
Oh, Maxwell, look who's
There we go, 5 on the
Sets up for
spike.
Spikes it.
Very good spike.
Gentlemen, I'm sorry you don't have the view of it.
Bad positioning there by Elizabeth Morrow.
this number 10 is a lethal server.
Off foot, she is deadly anyway she goes. Oh, great serve there by Penguin. And see,
Georgia really needs to keep an eye, because when you turn your arms, it means it's out.
indeed, but
She knows better, but it's in the heat of the moment. You just want to touch the ball.
It's easy for us to say from all the way up here
No,
from the
right.
Moody booth.
Now this one's
However-
in, and Dasha bumps it perfectly. A spike from Noel.
Oh, great block by Kate Paul.
Kate blocks it and makes number 5 step
As-
over the line, so there's no disputation there.
As
Kozaks
smooth
won
as
that.
silk on that block there, and it will be KS serve. 13-15 with a 2-point advantage for the Moscow Penguins. And another.
Number 9 keeps
kick.
it inbounds,
She kicks it.
and Elizabeth
Offensive
spikes.
strike by Morrow.
Set by 9.
Six it
6.
up. Will she take it? She does indeed. Hits the net. And
Hits
once
the side
again,
of her
Maxwell, it's about who's worse on the play rather than who's better, you know?
That's right. In volleyball, you're playing off your opponent's
Brothers'
mistakes.
Very well.
Right.
Well said, Maxwell. Spoken like a true Brown man.
Oh. Right through the fingers of number 11.
2-point advantage for the Moscow Penguins.
Didn't have sufficient hops. And it's 15-15. Kozaks the Penguins.
Offensive strike by Morrow.
Oh,
Does
6
she take it? She does
sets
indeed.
and 9. Hits it over underhand Yeva to Elizabeth Spikes. Oh,
Is
just
that it?
out. Nope, just out. Just
Very
out.
close on that. Very close on that one. Looked like it was just about to brush a bit. Flirted with the line there, however, out of bounds. And 15-16, we're back to this 1-point deficit for the Kozaks. And
Oh, Yeva
Yeva,
with the
one-hand
one-hand set.
serve, unintentional.
Elizabeth
Beautiful
spikes it
punchline
right
by
where she
Lizzie
needed
Morrow there.
And it went right where it needed to go. Into the one open quadrant that the Penguins left open. 16-16 here for both teams. And Yeva here on the serve, the best server potentially. Here a perfect serve. 6 gets it. Surprise attack from 9 wasn't hard, and 9 sets
11
to
sends
6.
it up to number 6.
6 redeems herself. It went off the hands of the Kozaks, so it is the Penguins' point.
Is it Maxwell?
Yeah, because it hit the Kozaks' hand, so it should be.
Well, might have Maxwell, but we'll close. We'll take a. We'll turn the other cheek on that.
Might have hit the net.
It is the Kozaks serve.
6 to 9.
It is the Kozaks point.
Oh, and number 5.
Number
Kills that-
5
kills that
wastes
spike.
no time on the attack. Sometimes Maxwell, it seems to us that for Moscow, not even the whole setup is important as getting this quick attack right off the bat there.
Number 5 there, exhibiting the characteristics of an eagle rather than a penguin, swooping in for the attack.
Indeed. Our mama bird, I'd call it. Oh, Elizabeth Moore, beautiful one fist save there.
Set and number
Up to
6.
Number 6, out of bounds.
That one is definitely out of bounds. 6 has a very strong spike. She's very confident in her spike, and she's really banking off the fact that the blocker will touch it.
Too
and it'll go
strong,
out.
one might say, you know? Putting
Yeah.
on the Mother Russia hat, might have eaten too much oatmeal for breakfast this time around. And now we have a spike from the Moscow Penguins, set by Susanna. Overhead bump by Georgia.
11 to
Moscow
4.
Penguins, will they retaliate? Susanna sets up Georgia again. We'll try the sequence another time. Penguins steady, ready. Spike by 6. What's the call? Ref noticed something irregular there, Maxwell. Have you caught what it was?
It looks like he pointed at the line. I think one of the Kozaks have stepped over the midpoint line, which
Point
is
to
an
the
automatic point to the other team.
Point to the Penguins, Maxwell, and it's the tie game.
Oh, a beautiful serve from number 6. Right. It was an illusion there. It looked like it was going out. Hit the line.
And like you said, an illusion. We saw how
Across the court.
fooled Noelle was. She tried to use her foot on that
Let's see if
last
she
minute.
can pull it off again. She goes straight down the line,
Out of
and it
bounds.
was a bit too hard.
And Maxwell, tell me, what a pity is it when I wouldn't even call those mistakes, but just these little factors of like overpowering the ball just a little bit, how much it costs you in a game.
Yeah, I think you just have to accept it and move on and focus on the next point.
And volleyball is one of the more dynamic sports, the way the pace of this game goes. You really don't have any time to sulk on your mistakes.
Indeed. The short 2-second huddles between points, unfortunately, are more filled with, hey, that was my ball or your ball, instead of, okay, next time we should do this. Because it really is hard to stay calm and collected on the court.
Overpowering the ball.
Oh. 4th touch. for
Violated the
Penguins,
3 touches.
And it's 21-19 for the Kozaks. It's getting close to the end of the first set here. We
And
have
it's Lizzie Morrow.
Morrow right into the corner.
Right on the line.
Was it in
What
or
is the
out?
ref call in?
Penguins point.
What's the point to Penguins?
It was. It looked like the ball was more out. So
It is, and let's face fair. It makes the
it's
first
just-
set
it's
more interesting, right?
Yeah, of course. Kate here.
Kate
receives.
Passer. Kate Pa
Receives and
overhead.
hits it over.
Should be an easy take
9
for the
sets.
Penguins.
10 taps it
10.
over.
Oh, taps it over. Lismore not there. Fools him. And those taps, they're so deadly, like snake venom right there.
They are because
Unexpected. It's very hard to cover that no man's land when you have 2 blockers at
right,
top
you use up
receiving
2
both for spike.
blockers. You got to fill the rest of the space, and you need one behind the blockers.
Yeah.
It's a quick formation that
Yeah.
isn't really achievable. Oh,
No! Susanna does the Decam Mutumbo. Wags that finger, blocks it.
she
Not in
rejects,
Susanna's house.
and that was effortless. She didn't even get close to touching the net. Had she touched the net, Penguins point, but she just towered over it.
And Susanna, me and her, we like to
Hit
joke
it over.
around. Her blogs, I call them. I always say, I am Susanna, based on the I Am Groot, the movie, remember? Because Susanna, she's basically planted up there. Like,
Now hang on. It's 22-22. Kozaks and Penguins tied up here, 3 points. Who will get it? Who will get the win here?
by game, Maxwell, this is one heck of a first set.
Okay. Kozaks in the 1 point lead here. We have Georgia Fekin serving.
Very crucial sets at this serves at this point. You can't afford to miss any.
She sticks to the basics and gets it over.
Kate.
Yeva
Will we
sets.
see a spike by Kate?
Kate.
Yes, we will. Oh, great block
Should
by
have tapped it. Should have tapped it there with the double defenders.
You
the
know,
two
you-
blockers.
You know what I would love to see, Maxwell?
What's
The
that?
Kozaks switching it up, spicing it up on the offensive side, perhaps creating a decoy play for Kate Paul, and then someone else like a
Oh,
spiker
yes.
from behind, you know?
Those are my favorite plays in volleyball.
Yeah.
In the entire sport.
See?
We have
The ball.
Noel here, hits it over 5, 9, captures it, and 4, manages
Over.
it over.
Kicks it
Yeva
over the net.
set. Kate to redeem herself. Second touch, and 9 hits it over.
Redemption not gained. However, right now, tried
Block.
to be smooth on that. Kozaks in control. Yeva tap. However, Moscow Penguin. Oh, that's a set. What's it gonna be?
Third time from Kate
Oh,
here.
a punch out.
Third time's not the charm in this
I think
case.
the longest sequence we've had so far, Maxwell.
A beautiful
the ball's
spike,
been
but a
kept in the
beautiful
game.
Receive. This is an intense for
This
the
is
match
intense.
point. No,
It's
for the
none of the
game
teams.
before match point.
Both sides are reluctant to give off this point, and look how well both sides are maintaining
Kate
their
for the
composure.
5th time.
High up there like Snoop Dogg, and Kate.
Oh, beautiful! Oh,
Beautiful dive by the
9-11 brings
Penguins.
it over.
Oh, one punch save to keep it in the game intact. Oh, out of bounds.
Goes out. The Penguins spike it out. 24-23 for the Kozaks. Match point for the Kozaks for the first set.
Maxwell,
I felt the adrenaline there.
I fell there.
And now we have Kate on the serve. This is
By
perfect.
far, my favorite sequence of the game thus far.
That of the tournament. That was
Fair to say. Well, that's true.
9 sets, 5 to spike.
6. Again, Dasha snuggles it. Oh.
Ooh. Dasha couldn't move back in time, and the game will go to 26.
Not in that. I think she just leaped straight forward for it, attempting.
Just a reminder, game's going to 26 now. It's winner
win
must
by
win
2.
by 2. So
Maxwell.
the game will go on. Yeva on the set. Oh, surprise attack, and Georgia
Good reaction there by Lizzie Morrow.
My favorite sequence of the game thus
goes
far.
out.
And now
Penguins advantage.
both sides make mistakes, trade it off.
Let's see if this can be like one of my ping pong games and just go back and forth between advantages.
Yeah. A ping pong patch, per se.
So team huddles
Here we have the huddle. We're getting a sneak view of our KS Kozak girls. Maxwell, what say you about these last few minutes? Not what's gonna happen these last few minutes, but the last few minutes, the way the sequence of the game played off.
Well, it was intense. To sum it up in one word, intense. And Kozaks ready to give it their best already. Back on the court.
And it all could be a matter of just one serve, Maxwell, one serve.
The Penguins could finish it right here and right now with an ace. We have number 9, their prime setter. And this is a controversial positioning because she's not in the front. So that may be a Kozak advantage, but we'll see how she serves here. She could finish the game, or she could let it go on.
Is she a closer? That's the question.
Georgia receives
So
it.
far, a
Yeva
mellow
sets.
serve there.
Elizabeth,
Oh, out of bounds.
and can they keep it in?
They'll push it out.
Good communication. She called it. Yeva sets, and Morrow spikes.
Morrow for the tie, no.
11-5 spike.
Oh,
Oh,
Morrow
beautiful block.
stops it back.
Number 9.
Push by the Penguins. And Noel.
Well, plays it
No
safe.
score.
Communication is key.
Sucker punch. Georgia Feekins all the way to the sidelines.
Miss Ligon touches the ball. However, she's not in a uniform today.
No, but that was all she could do at that point, and it actually was better than most people could make it. So kudos to you, Georgia Feekins. Good try, and we're playing the second set anyways. This game is certainly no man's match. That was insanely close. So we have the cheerleader out there again, and well, what do you say? What are the Kozaks coach telling them now? Malik, what's the Kozak coach telling him now?
The Kozaks coach, he's telling them probably to communicate more. This is something I've been saying from the very first game. We had a lot of mistakes. We looked like a very talented and well offensively equipped team, but the execution itself, I'm seeing a lot of more individual plays rather than team plays. Sometimes we're settling for spikes, never a good thing. I'd like for the Kozaks to put on their mystery caps on this game. And here right now we currently see the Moscow Penguins have a blast from
dancing
this
just like the cheerleader.
Truly,
those are the 7 people on the court who are happy right now.
Yeah,
But
truly joyous, living in the moment. However, for Kozaks, it's a bit different.
they may.
Yes, they're happy.
No, they're happy.
Yes, they're
too.
glad.
fine,
Yes,
they're
they feel a home court advantage, but they want results, Maxwell. They want results.
fine. They don't want to have their blood taken on the first game.
Indeed. I'd like for the Kozaks
So
to put on their. And we see the Moscow Penguins migrating to the other side. Perhaps this will be the more lucky side for the Kozaks. You never know.
could be.
Volleyball is seriously a game of chance there and here.
This time the Kozaks will certainly be faced by more of the sidelines.
Indeed.
That may help. It's much nicer to be shouted at from the front than from the back.
True. I can attest to that from prior experience.
Yeah. A cheerful chant there, and the 6 on the court now are Dasha, Elizabeth Morrow, Catherine, Pa, Yeva, Noel, and Kate's on the serve. 0-0 here, Kozaks Penguins, second set.
Maxwell, but I'm still waiting for this tournament for the cherry on top of the cream, cherry on the pie, the decoy, Been wanting to see that play for a while. Haven't seen it so far. Hopefully this will change the second set. Yeah, Dyson for the ball. Morrow will take it, pushes it in, and the first point of the set in Kozak fashion. Back to where we started. 1-0 lead for the Kozaks. And for anyone tuning in, it is the Moscow Penguins with a 1-0 advantage in terms of sets. This is currently the second set. The birthing minutes of the second set, which, if it will result in a Penguin victory, will conclude this match.
That's right.
However, hopefully if the Kozaks tie it, we'll continue to set 3, Maxwell.
Now, number 9 here, though she is a fantastic player, could have easily got the cheap point by playing off Kozak mistake and letting the ball go out of bounds, but it really is hard on the court to decide, should I take that ball or not? Because if you don't and it's in, you're really letting down your team.
Indeed,
You're not putting in the effort.
And this is
Yeva on the set.
nice. Oh, great
Beautiful
dive by the
strike.
Penguins. Great effort from both sides. Dasha dives in, unfortunately. Velocity, acceleration, all in that mash. Not enough there. I feel kind of sorry for Dasha. She's in the right place at the right time. However, her positioning of her elbows seems to dictate the whole flow of the ball. Oh, and an in.
It's really tough, though. It's not baseball. You're not supposed to be from the side of the ball. You have to be right in front of it in order to control it. Volleyball is one of the harder balls in sports to control.
And like you said, Maxwell, you'd need like a sorcerer's eye to truly tell when the ball is going in, when the ball is going out. And unfortunately, the Kozaks gambled that one away. However, Only a 2-point lead here for the Penguins. And
Number
it's cut to
5.
1.
A slippy spike there. It hits her. It had too much front spin and hit the net. And it's 3-2 for the Penguins here. It's going to be another close set, I'm telling you. Might go into overtime. Yeva here on the serve.
Great server. Great server.
Won the Kozaks 3 points
Professional
last
in her
set.
manners. Great work ethic from Yeva Weinerman. She's been playing volleyball for a long time. Kate Paw, set by Susanna to Lizzie.
Beautiful spike there.
Number 11. Combo.
A repeat.
Same play, repeat. Oh, it's the call out of bounds.
And there's that cheap point I was telling you about. Penguins
Maxwell.
could really bank off of that.
Maxwell, I don't see the mystery cap. For me, the Kozaks so far, their plays just seem too predictable. And you can see it by how easily Moscow's able to respond to every play. Homogenic plays, it's not going to win you the game. Spice it up, ladies. Let's go, Kozaks.
Oh, you're right, you're right. Much like in biology and genetics, you got to have diversity
Yeah,
for a population to survive.
Indeed.
But no, if you analyze the Penguins too, they're pretty predictable with 9 oftentimes setting and either 6 or 11 spiking and 7. 4, I mean. It's hard to see their numbers. I wish I could call them by their names.
Me too, Maxwell. You know, numbers, they just seem so dehumanizing. However,
And we don't do that because we don't know their names. In fact, I do know the girl on the serve right here personally from before this tournament, but I just have to keep her name undisclosed.
Maxwell, I'm a child of Ceesa. I saw those girls grow up. I know them better than their parents.
Oh, okay, okay.
And now it's the high school girls. Volleyball tournament, yes indeed.
Yeah,
KS Kozaks,
Elizabeth Spikes.
number 11, spikes it out. Through ball, Kate accepts it, Susanna. Georgia.
Right where it needed to go. She got number 9 on the ground.
Yeah, saves it. Noel, recovery, last shot. Good tricky play there by Lizzie Morrow.
Penguins leaving the court a bit
The
open
ball is
here.
up for grabs on top. It's been airborne for quite a while there. Lizzie Morrow pushes it out.
Can the Kozaks put it where it needs to go? Look,
Aye.
look at this open.
The decider.
And the Penguins
3
find the
Kozaks
spot.
dive for it. They set camp, however, unable to get that position in. Maxwell, what can I tell you? I can tell that Penguins right now are very comfortable in their skin. Very comfortable in their warm-blooded mammalian skin.
A sideways
Unfortunate play there, unfortunate.
attempt there by Georgia. Bringing the lead to 4-7-3 for the Penguins. This is a different set than we saw last time.
And this seems like a slower set than the first one because both teams right now are better adjusted. However, I would give the defensive advantage to the Penguins. They have truly been a collected unit. You know how I imagine the Penguins? Imagine like putting 2 dices in a cup and jouncing them together in this one cup. Like this one glued unit, one clot. That's truly the way they've played out here today. Maxwell, what can you say about the Kozaks? How much of a chance do they have to get back in this game?
Well, I think they have all the chance in the world, and it's all up to their mental state, their mentality here.
I agree.
Because, you know, the Penguins are they're having a good time. They're not playing the sport, they're playing the game. They're playing the game.
You can tell so much by their body language. They're dancing with our cheerleaders. I understand you cannot resist the cuteness. However, it still tells you
They're confident,
they're
and
confident.
they just give out an air of, I don't know, just they're enjoying it. And
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, for anyone tuning in, it is the High School Girls Volleyball Tournament 2019. We have the KS Kozaks versus the Moscow Penguins. Second set, first set, advantage to the Moscow Penguins. And it's currently 3-2.
Morrow there kept it over after the double block failed. Sets, Morrow spikes.
There, and Penguins will be penalized there for that play.
And it's 8-4 for the Penguins. Still
And
that
Maxwell,
4-point lead.
When you played volleyball, were you ever seduced by the net per se? Have you ever been called for touching it too much, being too touchy?
Oh yeah, I'm no stranger to that feeling. Whenever you go for a spike, whenever you go for a block, especially in boys volleyball, the net is so high, it's easy to touch.
Could this be the play that gives Kozaks their momentum back, Maxwell?
It could be they're gaining in on the Penguins.
We see Elizabeth Morrow glancing at the scoreboard, realizing that her serves are very important to bring in the game. Oh,
beautiful
brushes off
serve.
the net. Lucky,
And
fortunate
goes right
play,
where it needed
Kozaks.
to. That is the serve that is just more powerful than any serve that's strong because it really catches the other team off guard. And we had the Penguins there sliding on their bellies.
Yeah, you gotta stay woke in those games, Maxwell.
It's easy to touch. We got the Penguins sliding on their bellies.
Happy feet, am I right? Happy feet.
Yeah, happy. But they might not be glancing at the board because it is 8-7, nearly tied game here. Kozaks might be getting into that mentality I was talking about. 9-10. 10 tried to dunk it like Andre Orion. You can't do that. Mike, I'm sorry.
Here we see. Look, just by looking at the huddle.
They're really happy. They're really happy about this. 8-8, it's like a new game. It's like a new one, new chance.
It feels like a second breath for the Kozaks, truly. Second life given to them. It's second. However, the Penguins having their ability of their webbed feet. You know, the Penguins, they stay collective as a defensive unit, and I think it is truly something difficult to break for the Kozaks. But we're always optimistic in the Moody booth. And ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back to the middle of the second set, and
now
it is
that
the
is
Penguins.
a spike to remember. Number 10 spikes it, and Susanna catches it in her hands. It was just a strong one. It just got stuck there. Number 4 on the serve. And it's
Hits
short.
the net.
9-9. Still a tied game.
Ping pong match, Maxwell. Ping pong match.
Ping pong. And when you're playing ping pong, if you got the one set ahead, you feel good. You feel too good. You might start playing easy.
I call it the ping pong baller's illusion, the fallacy of ping pong.
And you have Dasha serving from the center as she always does. Set and number 9
Therefore,
taps it over. Yeva
afterwards,
sets and Kate.
as a result, yes!
Kate goes past those 2 blockers instead of tapping over, as is the Penguins' custom. Kate smashes it right down the line, right where it needed to go to capture that
so
lead.
satisfying to use transition terms when describing plays, you know? Firstly, afterwards, as a result, Kozak point. Blocked by Kate Paul. Yes, indeed.
Kate exhibiting the perfect block there, might I add.
And Kozaks are starting to get hot, fiery hot. 11-9.
Now they're taking on that 2, 3, 4-point lead. Dasha serving from the center.
And we hear the bleachers, the standings. Now Kiev is red.
Set
And
to
a
6.
spike. A statement of retaliation from the Penguins.
A good spike, and number 10 is on the serve here. Number 10, she was the one who racked up the most points in the last set. This
10,
could,
you say?
this could be
Yes.
deadly.
She's
From the
merciless.
serve. From the serve.
She's merciless, Maxwell.
It really is the person serving who determines the game.
Oh,
See, because once you get one, you get the second, you get the third. And
uncomfortable
it's a slippery slope.
Yes, that actually the trajectory of the ball was a slippery slope there. Unlucky for Yeva Minor when she was there in time. Good hustle by her. Number 10 with one of those deadly serves.
Set to Kate.
Backward
Backhand over. Number
Receival.
9 sets, and number 6 on the spike.
What will it be? Oh, miscommunication, Maxwell. Why can't they communicate as well as we do, Maxwell?
Why?
They just don't have our chemistry today.
Yeah, we've conceded a lot in the backcourt, something unusual, Maxwell.
All right, it's 12-11 now. Penguins lead because of this number 10 on the serve. She is deadly. Oh, but surprise miss serve.
Perhaps you have jinxed her, over flattered her, who knows?
That was the third time. It was the Kozaks' lucky number. And 12-12, tie
And
game.
legally, she can only serve 3 times. So. Why can't they communicate as well as we do, Maxwell?
Oh, yeah, right. So she reached her limit.
Backwards, receival.
9 sets.
Penguins in air. There's a block. And
you just can't try to carry the ball in the air. You have to tap it up or down. But that was far from the net, and it's understandable.
yeah.
Georgia on the serve. Should have moved to the left, got in front of the ball. It's really a tough thing trying to receive on the side.
Back to back, stretching out the rubber, getting very hot here. However, the Kozaks look to solidify, consolidate their lead here.
Now that was an Anton Prima level serve right there.
Actually, do we have any coaches' children? Oh, double touch there. And
And though it was a miscommunication, it worked in the favor of the Kozaks as it set the other team off guard.
Maxwell 3-point lead. I think our largest thus far in both sets.
This is definitely
Georgia.
Good serve. Oh,
corner.
it is different. We see it's different. We see the girls slamming the floor.
These blue lines that outline the boundaries in volleyball really resemble the blue ping pong tables I'm more used to. And seeing that hit the corner is just so satisfying, you know, in both sports. It's just one of those things that comes once in a while, and it's just so heartwarming.
And yeah, and we see the Kozak girls right after that play, full of joy, hitting the quad, slapping the floor, you know, getting up, getting pumped. This is what we need. Oh my God, Logan, really? That is different. All right. We see it's different. We see the girls.
Coming back on here, we have the big 6, right? The same 6 starters for the Penguins, and the Kozak team will be Elizabeth Morrow, Kate, Yeva, Noelle, Dasha, and Georgia. Certainly a strong 6 here. Georgia with her 3rd serve. Another amazing serve. Makes 11 dive for it. 9 couldn't keep it in. Kozaks with the 5-point lead. 5 points. They're certainly upping the ante here. One-upping the Penguins with their earlier 4-point lead. Georgia with her 4th serve. You know, I don't think there is a limit to the number of serves because Georgia just made her 4th serve.
Oh.
They change the rules of Ceesa every so often. And
Perhaps Reddit has fooled me again.
Georgia's definitely capitalizing here.
Georgia is looking like a different human being. And Maxwell, I told you this first. I called it. I said, when that girl is
You called
confident, when she's not in her head, she is lethal. And unfortunately, I just jinxed it, and you didn't do anything to stop me, Maxwell.
Malik, because I wasn't listening to you. I was watching the game.
Thank you.
That's how it be.
I thought we had a thing. I thought we had good chemistry. Me and you in the Moody booth, lonely hours.
Whoa!
All right.
Great receive by Morrow. Set by 9.
5.
6.
Oh, Morrow dies for it. Not good. Hits the deck hard there.
She pushed her luck there. Number 9 on the serve.
Kozaks,
trying
they
to
have
close
to
it in
realize they are just 7 points away.
Oh, yes. 7 points from a chance to win. No, but that's another thing. They can't really give their everything, their blood
That's also true.
in
Yeah,
this set because they need to save for the next.
But at the same time, you have to balance it out. You don't want the Penguins to creep up on you like slowly, like they're doing now. Oh yeah, with a long
Yeah,
serve.
you might say the Penguins to waddle up on you.
Waddle, waddle.
Waddle. And number 9 here, still serving. She's responding to Georgia Feekins.
Maxwell, as in your opinion, who is the Arctic leader of this ring? Who is the Emperor Penguin for this Moscow squad?
Definitely number 9 with the bright neon pink shoes.
Oh,
The
we
setter.
call bright shoes Skittles, all right?
Skittles.
Skittles.
Okay, Skittles. Skittles and number 10, the big 10.
Shout out to Omkar.
She's got mad hops and mad spikes. Number 10, mad serves too.
Omkar, you're famous now.
And as for the Kozaks, definitely Elizabeth Morrow.
Who is the
Well-rounded player Elizabeth
Hello?
Morrow is.
Emperor Penguin? You were saying Maxwell.
Yeah, so Skittles for the Penguins. Is the leader of Club Penguin. And Elizabeth Morrow is the most well-rounded for the Kozaks.
Would you say throughout the second set the attitude of the Penguins has changed towards the Kozaks? Are they respecting their opponent more now?
I think so, indeed. Their game style hasn't really changed much, but
Oh, nice attack there by Kate Paul. Georgia receives a dust. What? You take it, don't you?
leader of Club Penguin and Elizabeth Morrow. I wonder why they have Susanna off the court here.
Would you say
She's not looking happy on the bench. Looking like she wants some game time, which she definitely deserves. Oh, and this is one of those things I was telling you about Malik. Georgia didn't want to get the ball there. No, it was Kate. Didn't want to get the ball, and it ended up landing in. And she got some nasty looks from her teammates. And it's 19-18. Penguins got the lead here. Completely reversed all the damage Georgia had done.
Yeah. Oh, block there.
Followed by a wonderful block by number 5. Penguins have reached the second decimal.
The
what's it called?
Kozaks
The 20.
seem to be a bit frustrated there by the recent plays. Touches the
that-
antenna there.
It's unfortunate.
That is a direct point. To
Well-
the Penguins.
Yes. And Noel,
Penguins
Could've
are slowly
tried.
sneaking away, Maxwell. They're slowly sneaking away. 21 points for the Moscow Penguins.
this ball was out. 15.
Last touch by Kate. A setup by 11.
Set.
Great communication there, not to confuse up.
Yeva sets and
26.
Kate.
More authoritative.
That's the Kozaks power move. Yeva set and Kate spike. It's worked in the
Kate
past and will work forever.
Brings out the Thor's hammer out there, you know, with their fist.
That's right.
Doing some dirty knuckle work down there.
And
Fisting the ball right into the opponent's court side.
And now we have Kate in the serve. One of her better positions.
Whipping out the Thanos.
And they'll definitely
Ooh.
rack up points here.
Me likey, Maxwell. Me likey.
1 point difference now. I like it too. I like games that go on. Kate here to tie up the game.
And here, this is where the Kozaks are looking to feed off the crowd, off of the energy.
Can she get it over? She gets it over Yeva.
Oh,
Stepped
touches
over
the
line. No,
net.
stepped over the line.
Stepped her line, touches the net with her head. And unfortunately, the Kozaks are penalized for that. However, things are not looking too gloomy at Svetoshina just yet.
Yeva did what she
20-21.
had to.
Oh, receives it. Let's communicate on that one. Oh,
Oh.
Oh, good.
Had to move out of the way there.
Not sure what she was expecting there. Kozaks
These are the dying minutes of the second set.
are dragging their feet behind the Penguins.
Georgia receives.
They really need a couple of points to get back. They really need it.
Ah, she touches the
and
net.
There it is.
And it's 23-21 for the Penguins. So now we have Yeva serving. Now this will be interesting. Oh, and Bosco Susanna comes back in the front line. This is what you need.
Well, that means that some room service will be delivered to the Penguins up top there. And no room to breathe for them either. Penguins.
Set.
Nope.
Morrow. Surprise attack.
Good spice. That's what I wanted. But Kate. Oh, Kate fumbles it.
Wow, right in the corner, and Kate dove for it too. Couldn't quite get there. 24-21. Match point for the Penguins. Will there be a timeout? No timeout. Oh, and we have number 6. A big hitter here.
Oh, Kate out of bounds.
With a serve to end it, an ace.
Ladies and gentlemen.
An ace, and that's the first game of the Ceesa High School Girls Volleyball Tournament.
Authoritative finish, Maxwell. Authoritative. It seemed like the Moscow Penguins truly took matters in their own hands right here. As a collected unit, dismantled the KS Kozaks on their own home court. Once again, KS Kozaks and their curse of home games. Maxwell, what are your impressions of the first game? Oh,
it's okay.
Here. Maxwell, here.
No, it was fine. I loved watching it. They were 2 very close sets, and I gotta say, it was a good warm-up for both teams. It's not the end of the tournament. Both teams still have a chance.
It's not.
We'll have to see what the other teams have in store, but it was very great to break the ground, cut the ribbon, and start off this tournament lively and intense, and set the standard, raise the bar, you know?
Indeed, Maxwell, and the crowd will not be expecting less in the further matches to come. So the standings so far, it is
Moscow 1, Kozaks, and everyone else 0.
Making a favorable first impression here at this tournament, starting off the rhythm, quite off a high note, Maxwell. And Maxwell right now, just in a span of a few seconds, we will be throwing it down court to exclusive
Kozak Huddle.
ESPN Kozak Huddle video interviews with Omkar.
Let's see it. Let's see it. All right, we're not there yet. But the Kozaks are making their iconic laying down huddle with clapping and cheering. And this is cool. This brings me back to the middle school soccer times, when we went around listening to people's huddle chants. It's something great and fun. And now we'll be going to an interview between
Darina Yazdanifar.
And
we're
Omkar's
throwing it
leading.
to you, Nick and Omkar.
Hope to see them in the finals this team. They were a tough team. I know players from them. They play in clubs. They're varsity girls. There are some of them. So they're a tough team, but I'm sure we can do them.
Are you hopeful for the future? What do you think? What's good? What do you think is going to go on today? How many more games do you have?
We have 2 more games today against PSI and Riga, if I'm not wrong. I'm pretty sure if we continue doing the best we do right now, we continue doing as great as we do right now, we're going to do great and we're going to win, hopefully.
Yeah. Okay, I won't hold you back on your team anymore. Okay, good luck. Good luck. Thank you, guys. Now I'm going to go back up to Malik and Max. So see you guys up there.
Sorry about those technical difficulties. We just have a lot of starters in the media team for this volleyball. By the end of the tournament, everything will be smooth
At the
and
end
great.
of the day, it's all a student initiative. Am I right, Maxwell?
No, that's right. It's a learning experience. And at 10, come
Mastery
back.
learning.
At 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Kiev time. Come back for Vilnius.
Yes, Vilnius,
And
Riga.
Riga,
Riga,
Vilnius.
Latvia.
The two Baltic states in this tournament
Yeah.
facing each other.
The scramble for Scandinavia.
Yeah,
right?
there you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
we'll call it that.
So,
Ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure commentating for you. With me, alongside with me, Maxwell Moody, and I am.
Malik Banat,
Thank you.
and we'll see you later.
Yeah, I just have to switch the whole thing up this time. Yeah, basically, website's gonna remain the same, just with the